Gang destroyed a black woman's diner, not knowing she was the most dangerous agent. It was a quiet Monday morning in a small town outside Atlanta. The sun had just begun to rise, painting the streets in a soft orange glow. On the corner of Maple Street stood Maya's Diner, a cozy place famous for its pancakes, coffee, and the warmth of the woman who owned it, Maya Thompson. To most people, Maya was just a kind, middle-aged woman with a big smile and an even bigger heart. She served food to truckers, police officers, and locals, never letting anyone leave hungry, even if they couldn't pay. But behind that gentle smile was a past so dangerous, so secretive, that no one in town could have ever imagined. The trouble begins. That morning, the air felt different. The usual laughter and chatter in the diner were missing. Maya noticed a group of men walking down the street, 5 of them, all wearing leather jackets marked with a red serpent symbol. Everyone in town knew about them. They were a local gang known as the Red Serpents, and wherever they went, trouble followed. They pushed open the door of the diner roughly, the little bell above it jingling nervously. "Yo, this your place?" One of them sneered, glancing around. "Yes, sir," Maya said calmly. "You're welcome to sit wherever you like." The leader, a tall man with tattoos creeping up his neck, smirked. "We ain't here for pancakes, lady. We're here for protection money." The diner went silent. A few customers slipped out quietly. Maya's hands stayed steady as she poured coffee into a mug. "I don't pay for protection," she said softly. The leader laughed. "Then you pay in another way." He slammed the coffee pot off the counter, shattering it on the floor. The gang began trashing the place, flipping tables, tearing photos from the walls, and smashing the front window. Maya stood there, motionless, eyes cold but calm. When they left, the diner looked like a war zone. Broken chairs, spilled food, and shattered glass covered the floor. Maya just took a deep breath, walked to the back, and opened an old wooden box under the counter. Inside it was a silver badge, FBI Counterterrorism Division, and a gun she hadn't touched in 5 years. The past she tried to bury. Before she became a diner owner, Maya was Agent Maya Thompson, one of the most skilled undercover operatives in U.S. history. She had infiltrated drug cartels, stopped arms traffickers, and dismantled gangs from the inside. But after losing her partner during a raid that went wrong, she quit the agency. She had promised herself she'd never go back to that life. But when those men destroyed her diner, the one place that represented peace and healing, something inside her snapped back into place. The hunt begins. That night, Maya sat in her small apartment above the diner. She opened her laptop, tapped into old agency contacts, and started digging. It didn't take long before she found what she was looking for. The Red Serpents weren't just a small-town gang. They were connected to a larger network trafficking weapons through southern states. She couldn't sit still anymore. She pulled out her old duffel bag from the closet. Inside were her tactical boots, gloves, and a black jacket with a small eagle patch from her unit. The trap. Over the next few days, Maya quietly rebuilt her diner. She acted normal, smiling at customers, sweeping the floors, and cooking breakfast, but behind the scenes, she was planning. She knew the serpents would come back. That's what bullies did when they thought they'd broken someone. So she made sure she was ready. Late one evening, she left the back door unlocked, on purpose. She turned off the lights, sat quietly in the dark, and waited. Around midnight, the gang returned, laughing as they kicked open the back door. "Didn't learn your lesson, huh?" one said. But this time, Maya wasn't the diner owner. She was Agent Thompson again. Before they could move, she flicked on a light. The men froze. The glow revealed a camera setup, red lights blinking, recording everything. "Federal property," she said coldly. "Smile for the evidence." The leader reached for his gun, but Maya was faster. In one swift motion, she disarmed him, twisted his arm, and dropped him to the floor. The rest tried to attack, but they didn't stand a chance. Within seconds, the entire gang was on the ground, groaning and helpless. Then, outside, sirens wailed. 2 unmarked cars screeched to a stop. FBI agents poured in, guns drawn. "Maya Thompson," one agent said in shock. "We thought you retired." "I did," Maya said, looking down at the gang. "But they brought me back." The revelation. The leader was arrested, and as the FBI dug deeper, they uncovered a huge criminal network stretching across 3 states. Maya's information led to dozens of arrests. A week later, the diner was open again. This time, with a long line of customers showing their support. Flowers filled the counter, and people dropped off cards that said, "Thank you, Maya." But one morning, as she was cleaning the counter, a man in a suit entered the diner. He wasn't a customer, he was the FBI director himself. "You know," he said, smiling slightly, "we could use someone like you again." Maya chuckled. "I think my days of running into danger are over." He placed a small envelope on the counter. "Then at least let us help rebuild what was destroyed." Inside the envelope was a government check, enough to renovate the diner completely. A new beginning. Months passed, and Maya's diner became something more than a restaurant, it became a symbol. Local officers, young kids, and even FBI trainees visited just to meet the woman who stood up to a gang alone. When asked how she did it, Maya would just smile and say, "Sometimes, you don't need to be loud to be dangerous. You just need to know who you are." And with that, she turned back to the grill, humming softly as she cooked, the same peace finally returning, not because she forgot who she was, but because she finally accepted it. Her diner had been destroyed once, but now it stood stronger than ever, just like Agent Maya Thompson, the woman no one should have underestimated. Moral: never judge someone by how quiet they seem, sometimes, the calmest souls carry the fiercest strength. Would you like me to make a YouTube description and hashtags for this story next?